what is it called? Shooting script. No, shooting schedule.
Script.
Shooting schedule. So I'll just show you guys that real quick. What it looks like, because I got one from like online, and I can probably send it to all of you guys. But this is what it looks like. I don't have many scenes. It's only like 4 different little scenes. So I was thinking it could probably be done in 2 days. The first day we would do like the hallway scenes, and then we would eat lunch, and then move to the bedroom and film that scene, and it'd be about an 8-hour day. And then the last scene would be this when she was waking up from when she's knocked out. And there'd be the meal break would go probably in between, but I think
you can't see it, Brent?
You can't see it?
Nah, it's looking real fuzzy, like almost like breaking up in parts. I don't know.
Not to me, but
is it clear to anybody else, or is it just
it's clear to me?
So it could be my Wi-Fi then.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to reset it. Continue. It's my Wi-Fi then.
Okay. Well, the way I broke it down, this is just like a preliminary breakdown, because once I get all the shots, then I would go back and see like how long I think each shot would take. Like if it would take longer to get a close up than to get a wide angle and all that. But for what I have, I think this is pretty much how long it would be. It'd be about an 8-hour day the first day, and then about a 7-hour day the second day with meals included. And that's just for the.
How do you come up with your time? How do you
That was just a guess for now. Like once I break down what kind of shots I want, that's when I'll start looking into like how long I'll actually think it's gonna take. And since this is like the first time I've done this, I don't really it's just a guess.
So basically, you just averaging on average how long certain shots should take and
different angles.
Yeah, because I know the hallway scene, I want them to do like a dolly shot going towards her going to the room, but then we can just do like a backwards dolly shot with her out of the room.
What's the purpose of the dolly shot? So you could run continuous?
Yeah, like so it's like a follow shot that's smooth.
Oh, okay.
A nice clean shot, like a nice clean follow or pan.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that would need to be set up on like some kind of railing or something. So that would take
Daniel could build it.
The lighting would take a while, and then like just setting up in the hallway in general would take a little bit of time. So I put an hour, and then another hour for the end scene, which would be just like backwards through the hall or forwards through the hall while the lights flash in the doors.
Right.
If you're actually using a real dolly, that would be about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, because it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to set the dolly right and properly.
Okay.
So you're just gonna go to Home Depot and get a dolly and just put the camera on it?
No, you can actually buy a real dolly that's like, unless you can make one, but they won't be as effective.
You can also rent them, but yeah, I would probably buy one beforehand. Or
we could put it in our budget.
Yeah, like that's a whole different thing, but the budget. But this is just to like say how long it probably will take. And that's why I did about 2 hours for that first thing, because those 2 scenes would be on the same dolly track. It would just be opposite.
What if you run into where you realize that you thought it would have been like 8 hours and realize you have to do more days because the shots, it was so many different shots, and it turned
That's
out to
where
be...
I think it's the assistant director, the one who's working on the current breakdown, and they're working on like the shot list and the shooting schedule. And they had that app we were showing you guys last week that they were showing like what happens whenever it goes over. They have to like see, oh, maybe this scene won't take as long. Like I put an hour for each, but realistically, like Daniel said, the first one, because it's setting up everything, will probably take longer. And then the second part of that will take shorter because it'll be on the same dolly track. It'll just be going backwards. So that's easy enough. And there's nobody in the hallway at that time to know in the light. The Lisa part will take longer, but I just averaged it out to an hour each. But if it came time and it was like it took an hour and a half to set up and then it takes 30 minutes to film it, that would be a time to start looking at it and seeing if I can move a different scene or part of a scene to the next day. That's once
What
you
the
have
heck
all
is
your
that?
shots and not like you know what you want and how long you think it's gonna take. But yeah, it's all just like pretty much just guessing and logical assumptions at this point.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the more you do it, the more you'll probably like understand how long it's
Figure
gonna
out how long it's gonna take, right?
That makes sense.
take. Yeah. Like moving
What
to the
the heck
bedroom
is
might
that
not take an
noise?
hour either. It might take, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it depends
Depends
on
on how
how
many
long you build
shots.
it up to.
Right,
Just
right,
don't whack
right.
anyone in the head with a dolly track. It hurts.
Do what?
So when do
Don't
you
whack
figure out
anyone in the
like
head with a dolly track. It hurts.
Okay.
how do you know how many shots you need for the scene? Like all right, for instance, what I'm trying to figure out, like you want to get certain emotion and certain things coming out of a character. How but you don't know how many shots you need to take or which angle.
Well, this right here is just like a preliminary breakdown where it's just I'm just having the scene in general. I don't have the shots yet. That would be part of like you would storyboard and then shot list, and then you would use that shot list to see like what shots you actually need, and then you'd figure out like okay, we definitely want a close up of Lisa or something like that.
Right. See, that's
Like
the
I
only
know
thing
it's
I
a
don't
dolly
know.
shot, so I already know the dolly shot's going to be in there.
Right,
Um,
right, right,
and it's
right.
like a reverse dolly shot.
Make it like if you're talking about shots to show emotion, another thing is like, for example, what directors use is like when they're confused, they circle the camera around like when they're dizzy to show that they're a fantasy, like in a dream, or they
Right.
do
That's
like
what I was trying
that.
to figure out. Like, right.
Uh,
Like, how do you figure
or
out these kind of like different things? Right. Exactly.
That's going to be part of cinematography. Once we learn that next semester, it's going to be a lot of like things like that. Telling you about
Oh, okay.
the
Insert.
So let me stick to the script. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lakota. Let me stick to the script then.
No,
Yes.
you're good.
Yeah.
No, this isn't script. This is part of a production, but it's just the same thing. Like it valid questions. I'm just saying like we'll learn more about it later on is all I'm saying.
Right. Next semester. Yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, you just look at the script and you kind of see like what kind of emotion you want, and then you're working with your director of photography. If you're the director, or if you hand it off to a director, them and the
Mhm.
director of photography will make a storyboard and start figuring out what kind of shots they think they need for this to come through as the story should.
Right.
Say like, oh well, you definitely want to back away at this point, and you want to, have a extreme close up on her eyes at this point, or whatever. And you just
Have any situations where the director and producer not seeing eye to eye on what they want?
a lot, yeah.
A lot of times that happens.
Especially
Because
like the director of
you wanna portray
photography
your.
and the director also butt heads a lot.
Mhm.
Because like the director of
we've seen
photography,
actually quite a few videos
is
about
always
that.
looking to make the shot look the best, and the director is always looking to make the story flow the best.
Flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes a certain shot might look so super cool, but it wouldn't really fit into the story the way the director needs it to.
Right,
Yeah, which
right.
is why we had a video. One of the videos on the playlist and the syllabus is like, what's the job of like cinematographer versus director, and like who has each responsibility. And like he talks about, oh, this part it's more up to the cinematographer. This part it's more up to the director.
Like
Mhm.
picking the
And
lens and the camera and all that would be the director of photography, but the overall say would go to the director, but usually you leave it to the director of photography. And then the director is like the final say in what shot goes in, because they're like, we need, no, I'm sorry, we that looks cool, but we don't need it. Or I know the lighting doesn't look the best in this, but this is what I'm going for, something like that. So the director has the final say in the scene.
yeah, in a perfect world, they work together and they make a beautiful masterpiece out of it in perfect harmony. That's not always the case. Most of the time, you have to compromise, and most of the time, it's the DP that ends up compromising.
Yeah, like
Unfortunately.
like the videos from what all we watched, it's always saying like just everybody, like even if you feel like the director's not picking the right choice, you don't question it, because that's not good conduct. It's more like they say it's more like film is more like a military, in the way that you don't question the general when they're telling you to an order, that you just follow it even if you feel like it's wrong. And so like the director in that sense would be the general, and they're the ones making the story. They're the ones who have put all the time and effort into trying to get this story to come across to their vision. So you don't like question them or try to change something that they're asking, because I mean you can try, but you shouldn't like do it too much because it'll be a big problem and it'll just slow everything down.
And one point that he made is like, don't take it too personally. Yes, you have like a way that you hope that you see it in your mind, but at the end of the day, you'll get an opportunity to make that vision. If it's not this time, it'll be next time. Just don't, don't call like still.
That's why whenever a film fails, they say, "Oh, that director didn't do well." But if a film does well, they give it to the director too, because they just like a lot of the times they're looking at them for overall everything. Like, is everything
Because
good?
they want the story to flow, regardless, even if the cinematography is not that great. If the story flows, then
Exactly, because at the end of the day, the story is what's going to stand out the most,
right?
Objectively
Because
speaking.
that's where you run into some movies. You be like, man, they should have had a little more action here, or they should have had a little more this. But the story was good. It's just if you felt like
like they look great, but story is lacking. The flow is lacking.
right.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's interesting, and this is just a tidbit, is a lot of the industry is only now recognizing a lot of seeing how much goes into actually making a movie. Like until a few years ago, the I think it was Emmys. The Emmys didn't even like they cut to commercial and they basically gave the awards for like makeup, wardrobe, like a bunch of different awards. They gave off screen to a bunch of people, and a lot of people in the industry complained about that because they were like, well, all of these things are important for the overall movie.
Yeah, like every
Even if
little
there's
piece matters. Like if
Yeah, because that's how you build credibility and your production company. Like if you got a good DP and you don't recognize the DP or he never got nominated for being a great DP, then
exactly.
how would he? That's how he gets his work. So I really think it's important for them to at least get nominated or get into that like top 10 DPs in the country or whatever. You know what I mean? To
Yeah,
help with marketing them and with
right.
people who want to work with them. Like I'm pretty sure James and Daniel and Lakota is gonna be my top DP. I might have to choose between them, and my cinematography between them.
I feel
Right
like
now,
right now, as far as DPs go, James is taking the cake. Like he seems to have a pretty interesting
Ow.
vision.
I don't know about all
No,
of
no,
that.
no. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it depends
I
on
agree.
what you want.
I'm more, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Coda's
Yeah.
more of,
he's a lot more technical and very
Yes, he is. He's
good
very
with
more
that stuff. So
technical.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But
I feel like
that's
it's just
why I would
about
love to
knowing
work
your
with him as a
strengths.
DP, because then it's like, I feel like he could have a good back and forth.
I mean, I don't
Right.
know.
Never
I've
know.
never seen I've never
You
seen
never know
Daniel's,
if he's
like,
gonna like say, "Nah, I want to do it my way." So
Yeah, like I've never seen Daniel's perspective and vision like that. I'm just saying, like right now, as far as like Coda and James, I would prefer James between the two because I feel like Coda's more of a storyteller than a visual person.
I don't
And
understand.
like he's more of a director / storyteller, like writer, than
Okay.
than a visual person. Like to see the vibe of a film and the color grading and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't
More the
I don't know.
cinematography.
Yeah, I didn't know that Daniel was even interested in cinematographer. I thought he was more of a like director /
I sent some of my links through the WhatsApp.
Huh.
Oh, you've
I
done
must have missed.
cinematography? I didn't know either. I thought that was just the stuff you directed.
Yeah, I thought it was the stuff you directed.
I did both on it. So
because I think you work as a really like what I've talked to Coda about is that you seem to be a really good at you would seem really good in production. You would be a really good producer. You would be you seem to have a really good vision for like props and stuff like that. And
okay,
so that
I forgive you. All those
that's
nice
like,
words, I forgive you.
yeah.
What about
That was
Sarah?
kind of like how I saw you. It was like, wow, he would be an amazing producer.
And what about Sarah?
Sarah is an actress, of course. I don't know her other thing. Her script writing is getting really good. Like her ideas are getting really interesting.
And what about Collins?
What about me? I'm also working on editing and stuff as well, and stunt
cool.
stuff as well. So I do fight scenes and stuff. That's what I was doing this weekend.
Nice.
Stunts, writing.
Colin, I
Editing is
think would
really
be
dope.
amazing with the production and technical stuff as well. Like he's got such an amazing brain. it scares me how smart he is sometimes. So I feel like he'd be awesome at that. And he seems like he has a hidden talent. Like his videos seem very creative. His ideas seem pretty cool. Like I'm curious to see what he comes up with when he lets me read his script that he hasn't shown me yet.
Wait,
Okay, okay. You know what, Priscilla? I got to give you your props. That was very good character analysis. Very good.
Well,
Top
that's the one
three.
thing I'm good at. It's like I've read psychology books and I want to do psychology. So I
What about
pride
yourself?
myself.
What about yourself?
I feel like I need to work on my communication a little bit better, but I would be really good at the
Yes.
managing side of it, like
Managerial,
paperwork.
yeah.
Yeah,
Production
paperwork.
manager or line producer, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that that's my strong suit. I'm good with paperwork. I'm good with research. I'm good with like studying things. I like learning things. So I feel like I'd be really good at that.
Very good.
That's awesome.
All right, so
That's a
back
cool
to
side of
this.
things.
So what you would do, I'm gonna send this to you guys. Actually, I'm gonna
Thank
send
you.
you guys the blank one that has like
Sweet.
it shows you where to put things. But it's just you put whatever scene number you have, you put whether it's interior or exterior. You do the scene heading, like what the scene is. It's in the what is it in the hallway, and then you say like what's happening in the scene description. You do
This is
whether
a strip
day or
board.
night. What?
The name of it is strip board.
Strip board, yeah, that's what they called it. Same thing as it's like a preliminary shooting schedule.
Okay.
Cool.
You
down
can
for
put
that.
whether it's day or night. You put the cast with who's in each scene. Like Lisa's the only one in the first walking through the hall, and then they're both in the other two, and then nobody's in the last scene.
Well, send yours and send the blank copy so that way you can have both.
What was that?
Send both the blank copy and yours.
Okay, so that you have like a
reference.
What is it called? Sample.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then you do like how many pages it was when you break it down into eighths, like what to do the
Right.
script breakdown. You say how many eighths it is. You say
I got to work on
the
that
shooting
script
location
breakdown.
is, and then your estimated time. And then
That's a good idea to learn how to do the breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. Be
yes,
useful.
for an actor, right? Yeah.
right, and it
Well,
just
not
helps
really,
you
but
to
just
learn, like
kind of.
especially like this. It helps. It was helping me to learn like how long everything takes. Like everything I've been learning more in this, it's just like how long and how much planning you should do to make sure you get it right and make sure you
Yeah.
have the budget and everything. Because if you think this is going to take one day and then it ends up taking 3, that triples the budget of whatever if you're paying
Yeah.
daily, you know.
No,
That's why
that's
it's so
exactly what it
important.
is.
That's why it's so important.
Then it
The
just has this.
pre-production.
It shows like this. For each thing, you would change the set locations of where the movie takes place as a whole, and who all is the cast, and then the strip board color legend. Like if it's interior day, it'd be white. Interior night. All mine are interior day, so they're all white. But that's basically what it is. And that's the thing I got. So I'll give that to you guys after the meeting. All right.
Cool. Sounds good. I look forward to that.
Cool. All right. So you guys ready for your random elements for your new screenplay? Short.
Yeah.
Screenplay. All right. I'm gonna go in order. So I'm just gonna go Colin first. Colin.
Oh, I don't have anything to
I'll
it.
write this down. I'm not going to be able to complete this by the deadline, but I'll write it down after. I have very important deadlines that I have to work constantly on for the next like 2 weeks. But
You should just keep it. No, just send it to people just individually, so it's all surprise for everyone.
No, I thought it'd be better to hear what everything
Yeah.
is so that you guys can see like how they.
We're going to
incorporate
send
it
it to
into the
people as
script.
well, like in the
Okay,
group of people
good.
that couldn't come to the meeting. And we're also gonna like write it down, but it's just we
Then
thought
you
it
guys
would
can
be
hear the
fun.
idea, and maybe you came up with a completely different idea in your head when you hear these 3 elements, and then Colin writes something that's like different, and you're like, "Oh, cool!"
Yeah,
So
like you can be
that
like,
same
dude, you
idea
got
is
the same.
used differently, you know.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
like you can see
They're just
people who have
little
the same
elements.
thing as you.
Hi,
Colin,
James. Oh, sorry.
hey James, we're gonna get ready to give you guys all the elements. All right.
Hey, too soon.
So your genre, Colin's
Whoa,
genre.
Too soon just got here. Did you explain everything
No, she didn't.
again? Oh, she didn't. Oh, by the way, before I forget, the research that we did on animation and stuff. So
Hello.
it depends on the type of
Night.
movie. If it's like claymation, yes, they have like different
Colin's
departments.
genre is adventure.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
It was
fun.
just a question that
Oh.
Chaisun asked the other week, and I think I forgot to send it through the WhatsApp group. So
And
yeah, there
your-
are departments. Go ahead.
what?
I was just responding to a question that Chaisun asked like last meeting.
Oh, well, wait till we're done with this. Anyway.
Okay, I'll wait till and I'll explain it better. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for about 10 to 15.
Okay.
I should really go very soon.
I'm driving home, so
All right.
I'm
well,
just
let me give
I'll
you
have you.
Okay.
Go
Huh?
call
I'll be
in
listening.
first then if they need to leave.
Gotcha.
No, I'm staying on. I'll be listening. I'm just muting myself till I get home. It's a 10-minute
Oh, okay.
drive.
All right, Colin. Your prop is a fire extinguisher.
Oh.
And your line of dialogue is this is going to be hard to explain. There you go.
Okay. I wrote it.
Fire extinguisher. I'm just gonna put this in the.
Can't wait to see what you come up with.
Oh wait, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
cool.
it might
Yeah,
be a
my
while.
Bluetooth-
I don't want to like make it sound like I'm gonna do it in the next like couple weeks.
See, Chaisun is confused. She said, "Can you explain the element thing?" I'm confused. So what we're doing, Chaisun, is we decided to give everyone I told you there are people coming in. We decided to give everyone a genre, a line of dialogue, and a prop. And you are going to write a script with those three elements. It has to be the genre we give, it has to have the line of dialogue we give, and it has to use the prop we give as well.
Yeah,
Kind of
the
like
idea-
the
the
48
idea
hour
comes
film
from-
festival.
The idea comes from this thing called the 48-hour film project, and they do the same thing, but they give you 48 hours to do it, to write it, film it, edit it, and post it to them. So I thought it'd be a cool, like, if we ever do the 48-hour film project, this will be a good little
Of course, we're not.
Exercise.
practice.
Are
Plus,
we
it's just a
giving
good
them? We're not
practice in
giving them
general
48
to
hours.
think
I
of
think, though,
ideas.
are we?
Huh?
I think this time we're not giving them 48 hours, though, are we?
No, because I
Okay.
don't think Colin or anybody's gonna be able to do that. But
Yeah.
I
And
could probably pull
we'll
it
have to
off,
leave
but I
the
mean,
assignment.
like, that's because I'm in the office all day.
right.
Yes, Sarah. So
The best
James
in
said
the
his
world.
first film credit is a 48-hour film fest. So okay, so you'll be good.
All
at
right,
this
Priscilla, you're gonna be
What's up?
next. Priscilla,
one.
your genre is kids/family.
Dang it! I wanted something, a little
Come
more.
on, that's cheating. That's too easy for her.
Your prop is a dildo.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I just picking them randomly. All right, and then your line of
Oh my God.
dialogue is I'm trying, but I can't.
so easy.
Oh God! We really
It
should have
was on
removed the
purpose, I swear.
dildo.
I'm
We
picking.
forgot. Like,
Look, they're
oh.
just in piles. I'm just grabbing them.
Yeah, it's just like they're family friendly. Are we good? Are we able to incorporate a dildo? We can't say what it is.
Yeah, you can. You can figure it out somehow. Like think old like 2000s kid film, like Fat Camp or something.
With the innuendos. Yeah.
All right,
That's-
There's ways to do that in family.
that was Priscilla's. Did you get them all down? You have it written down?
I'm trying, but I can't. That was what Coda said, James. I was like,
Kids, family.
the dad's trying to, put it in and he can't. Oh God.
There you go. All right. Sarah, you're next.
Alright.
You have sci-fi,
Oh, cool.
lawnmower.
Oh my God.
And
The lawnmower in space. No.
I'm almost done is your line.
I'm
That could have been
almost
used
done.
in the dildo situation too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so-
almost done.
I'll do. If you guys can write that down, I'm driving, so I can't write it.
All right, I'm gonna write it down in the chat. Sarah.
Alright, cool.
sci-fi.
Okay, guys, I should really go, but it was fun.
All right.
All right,
You
Colin.
got
Thank
your
Later.
freaking
Later.
thing, right? So
Yeah, I got it.
See you, Collins. Have a good night.
Yeah, man.
Almost done. All right. So now, well, I guess Brent moved up to the top. So Brent, yours is war.
Hold on, war.
Yeah, a war film, a war short, really. But
Oh, definitely, James. All of it can be taken the wrong way because we kind of were joking around like that, trying to make everything dirty.
your prop is a basket.
A war with a basket. That's
I
fun.
know, right? So
I know, right? And your line of dialogue is you've been in there for an hour.
Oh my god.
That sounds really hard.
So I've been in there for an hour.
That sounds like you could do some.
You've been in there for an hour. That's your line of dialogue.
I got a lot of ideas.
So hold on. Could you explain what I have to do with this now?
So you have to create a short film that's in the genre of a war movie.
Uh-huh.
It has
or
to
it can be a
feature-
scene. Can it be a scene or just a short?
I mean, what do you mean?
Like, does it have to be a short, or can it be just like a scene, like a part of a greater
Oh, if
movie?
we're doing it by
That's
48-hour film project, it has to be a short.
Oh, okay.
10
And
minutes.
what's the page limit?
Under 10.
Okay.
10
Okay.
and
Like
10 or
I'm
less.
trying to like
War.
extend on my scenes and they're getting crazy.
So the basket is the prop.
The basket's the prop. That has to be somewhere in the script. And then the line of dialogue, you've been in there for an hour, has to be somewhere in the script.
Man, that sounds so hard.
Be creative.
Not hard. It's not hard. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, your brilliant mind can come up with it.
He's going to do an Egyptian
No, I'm
war.
gonna just call Lakota.
An Egyptian war with Moses in the basket. The baby when they pick him up, being like, "You've been in there for like an hour."
Exactly. I'm gonna be like 300.
There you go. All right, Daniel.
Yep. Let me hold on. Let
crime?
me get myself ready.
Crime.
Give me a second. I'm
I
just
thought you was
texting
gonna
this
say
to myself.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, I think he's so cute.
Okay.
The
I'm ready.
Pillsbury.
Crime. You have radio for your prop,
Yep.
and your line of dialogue is, "Ew, that's so gross."
In a crime.
In a crime movie.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That's actually really easy. So
All right.
You
All right.
good.
I think mine's the easiest among the most right now.
Okay. Cool.
Baby girl going
All
off.
right, Chisom, you ready?
Yeah.
You have fantasy. Your prop is a fake spider. And your line of dialogue is, "I love you, but man, are you annoying."
Oh wow.
We're kind of taking inspiration from real life. Oh, crap, I forgot to charge my phone.
All right. And then James, you ready? What are you doing here?
Charger.
Echo. James, yours is disaster. Your prop is sparklers.
Oh,
Now I want to see how this is going to turn out
a
already.
fire exploded.
And your line of dialogue is, "This is stupid."
4th of July gone wrong.
All right. And then mine, let's see. Romance. Oh, man.
That's going to be hard. That's the hardest
The
one.
stuffed animal. Oh, that's pretty easy. And then the line of dialogue
Honey, you're not allowed to make it overly.
Did you
Yeah.
find it yet?
Too bad you didn't get dildo with that. That would have been so easy. Stuff ammo. What?
That's my prop.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's everybody's one, and that's everybody's in here. We're gonna be sending it out to everybody else too. But yeah, so just take that genre, try to think of a story with it, using that prop somewhere in it, and saying that line of dialogue, one of the characters. Everybody,
This should be interesting.
yeah. I actually am really curious to see what everyone comes up with.
Yeah, me too. Actually, it'll be really fun. I'm really digging it.
Yeah,
And I have to
Mostly
incorporate a
the
dildo
scene.
into a family movie.
that's easy.
Well,
That
A
could be
kid's
like,
film?
So easy.
what's it called? It's not called Heavyweights. I mean, just like a movie like that. Like that's super easy.
yeah, it's not
The
necessarily
mother
for
could have a
family
secret
viewers,
dildo.
It's about family drama.
But I
What?
can't use the word
Yeah.
dildo because it's like a kid's film. So I have to be like
No.
use
Wait,
certain.
is it a question? Is it a kids film or is it just themed around family?
It's kids/family film, so it's like PG.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, PG
so what if you do one
movies
of
can
like?
have that. What do you mean? Like they can.
Yeah, well, like what about like you know how like Pixar and stuff does the innuendo shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But if it's a family channel movie, you could have innuendos in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, Mom, what's this? Oh, nothing, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that dog.
Another thing is a big cigar,
Yeah.
or it's a
Something like
big
that.
wiener for the burgers.
Oh
Smash
gosh,
meat down with it.
it looks like the
Yeah.
thing
No,
Daddy has. Oh god,
Honey,
I just
honey, this is
thought
what I
it was
used
a
to
funny
dust the
situation
table
for
with.
it looks like the thing little brother has,
Oh my
but
god.
bigger. Oh god,
Oh.
this,
No.
I just thought
this
it was
should be
funny
interesting.
kind of funny comedy scene where that actually gets swapped on the barbecue
Oh my. Well, we'll
and
see.
someone takes a bite of it.
Oh god.
Well, that
figure
can't
it
be in a family movie. That'd be blurred out.
That'd be way too. Yeah, that'd be way too explicit.
But yeah, I think this is a cool
Yeah,
idea to like
comedy.
even come up with some ideas too, just to like get random thoughts flowing.
I'm
Stuck on like if you can't figure out a way to write a script, this is a cool way to kind of do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send these also to the people that are like busier right now because I think this is a fun project for them to work on when they have the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, it actually has.
Yeah, that's why it's
them.
difficult.
So when's our deadline?
Well, let me just go ahead and share the screen right now, and I'll show you guys, and then I'll just go ahead and stop the recording because that's all I have. So this week we are just working on our third scripts, the ones that are supposed to be around the budget, or whoever's still working on their second or first script. You guys should be working on that. And
Yeah, I'm
then
working on a second draft as well.
you're working on what?
So I'm working on the second draft of the first script and the second script, and then writing the third script. But my second draft is like extending them. So. I don't know
didn't
about-
you and Daniel work? Aren't you and Daniel working on something together?
Yeah, so that's the second one, and then that's the one that I put in on the page, the Into the Woods. That's the one
Okay.
with me and Dash.
Oh,
Are we
okay,
doing group
congratulations, then,
scripts?
Daniel. You guys came up with a really interesting concept.
Are we
Yeah,
doing
Yeah,
group
yeah, I was really
scripts?
intrigued with it. What'd you
Yeah, I
say?
don't know how it's.
Are we doing group scripts? We're teaming up?
No, we're not
I
doing
mean,
it
I didn't know about this.
I mean,
That
we
sound like
never.
separate.
Sounds
Although
like a
that would be a
team.
good thing to do somewhere down the line. It's like
Yeah, like an exercise where you team up
sometimes
with
like
a
shows
partner,
especially will have like a group of writers that write out things.
and it would also
Well,
help us learn to write as
I
a
think-
team, like understand
Right.
each
I think
other.
as we're all done, it'll be dope if we could all produce each other's scripts. Now
What-
we have a lot of damn shorts to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
we should.
what's-
I'm thinking we should all produce and like act in each other's stuff and like it'd be fun.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, that's what the plan was. That's why I started it out with like these so that we can actually use them later on. Whoever
Yeah.
wants to do it.
What's the page name, by the way?
What
Put
page?
all the
Page name?
scripts are on.
Wait, what?
What's the page name where all the scripts are on?
For all the scripts. Oh, the Facebook page. It's LCloud MediaStudies.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
Facebook
up,
group.
mama? What's up, mama? His sister's asleep.
Yeah,
What
like
you up
that.
for?
You see it over here?
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I'm on it right now. So.
Okay,
you
yeah.
up for? What you up
See,
for,
Brent, it's
son?
LCloud.
I know it's LCloud. Long day.
Anyway,
It's
let me get
7 to
back to
7
this.
shift.
All right. So right now we're just, we're working on the third scripts, and like Sarah said, we're revising the other ones. And then we should, or whoever's on their second or first scripts, keep working on that. Try to post them if you guys can, if you get them done this week, so we can review them, especially the third script. I'm going to try to work on mine and get it posted sometime before Thursday. And I'd love like some review again. And then I'll be reviewing whoever posts theirs up as well. And then let's see what else is going on. Next meeting, we're going to be looking at breaking down a script again.
Oh, honey, we need to have this done by when exactly? This script? James is asking.
The fourth script, the random one?
Yeah, this one right now that we're
That
doing.
one, let me make sure I'm right on this. We begin writing it next week. March 1st to March 7th, we'll begin writing it. Or this weekend, really, is when we'll begin writing it. And then I was hoping we could have them done in week 10, like around the end of week 10, so we can all review it and revise
Which
it.
week are we in right now? Week 6?
We're in week 8.
Oh, wait. So in 2 weeks, basically.
Yeah, we're right here in this meeting right here.
It's already
There
been
it-
that long. Wow, that's crazy.
Right?
Right.
You guys
yeah.
will have a break in Easter, though. Don't worry. It's not all.
Yeah, so week 9, we're just we're reviewing the finalized third scripts, and we're beginning to write our fourth scripts with the random stuff that we just gave out.
And also March 9th will be a Tuesday. Oh, wait, never mind. Tuesday, there isn't a meeting. I'm being slow. Go ahead, hon.
And then we're just looking into breaking it down more and breaking down the ones that we've already done, especially if Sarah, if you're able to finalize your scripts and you feel like they're good and they're finished.
Well,
to
the
break it
problem I'm
down.
having is I've like the first script to really make it make sense. I extended quite a bit, so it's already a few pages longer. So I don't know, like, so it's like how to keep it contained. That's what with it actually landing all the parts that I want.
Well,
So
one
that's why I'm
thing
struggling
that
now.
they
It is hard because that also every time you add another page, it's another minute, and they say
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
right, and they say like a minute of screen time takes about an hour of production, like setting it all up and getting it all filmed.
Yeah, so I might like, what's it called? If one gets too long, I'll just write another shorter one and put that one in the bank. It's like, because if it won't make sense shorter, then I might as well just write another story that's shorter and keep that one for later.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, once you
But
get it,
I'll
you can also.
I'll still share them so that you guys can check out what I'm doing as I go along.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I was gonna give.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, also, like if you finalize yours, or if anyone else finalizes theirs and feels like it's a finished draft, breaking down the project might be really good because you might have a lot of dialogue, and that's a pretty simple setup once you get it set up because it's kind of back and forth mostly. So if you have like a people, I think your first script was in a diner, right?
Yeah, so it's mostly in a diner. So what I did was, because it didn't have enough like definitive story, what I added was more of a plot. So the main character is the dancer. So there's actually like I added a first scene where she fails at her dance recital. So there's a flashback scene where she fails at her dance. So yeah, so I added it in like the pre-scene, how they got to like a little bit there. I'll share it with you and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing I was
something
going
like that,
to.
you might see it and think, then see like that it might not take as long as it is.
Yeah, if there's more dialogue, it goes quicker. If they're just standing still and talking, there's less setup to do. One thing I was also going to say was that condensing, like sometimes when you read over your script, that's why they say rewrite and reread multiple times. Sometimes when you read over your script, or you're writing it over, you see these lines of dialogue that can be basically summarized in one line instead of 3, for example. Like
No, that's
a
exactly
scene
it.
that took.
Extend and bring back in other areas. That's what I like. Yeah, so I don't know, cause like for the storyline to make sense, I shared like a little excerpt on the side page that I have with you guys, where where I wrote down like my idea of plug line for it as well. So I made a little note there as well. But yeah, I know what you mean about like take away some of the dialogue in other places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because even if you're writing like a professional script, you're most likely like they always take away stuff. So it's, and then when you start filming it, they take away stuff too. So it's like,
or they give you a deadline and like, okay, you have this many pages to write, and that's how many pages you need to have. No more, no less. All right, Brian, have a good night.
All right, so yeah, by week 10, we should have these scripts finished that we just gave out the elements for. That's what I was trying to say. So 2 weeks.
But a good exercise,
March
9th
or March 10th, have the script done if you can, so we can all review it.
Okay, sounds good.
I was gonna say, just to finish, like a good exercise would be like you reading over that dialogue and thinking about like, how can I put this in a shorter way but still have the emotion come across? And like I said, just say it in your act it out. Since you're an actress, that's a lot easier for you. So like, you don't sound dumb doing it like I do. Act it out and like see if it sounds natural. See what you can add, change, how you can word it better. And that might help with some of the extra dialogue.
Yeah, because I want to try to cut down the extra dialogue in places and then add more plot tone points. So that's kind of what I've been working on that one. So it's completely, you'll see it'll be quite different. And then you can let me know how the changes did versus the original as an exercise too.
Yeah, I'm really curious because like it's really awesome to see how much you guys and us are evolving and getting better with every write. And even when you go back to that first script, at least for me, like I still have stupid Celtex isn't letting me like share it, but I've still changed and rewritten like 3 times so far in the past 2 weeks. So like the more you look at it, the more you just go through rewrites and you see it better. It's just like a first draft of like a paper for school. I don't know if you guys did this in school, but we used to like, the teacher would give us a short story to make, to write, and we would write it. And then she would say, okay, that's your first draft. And then she would make us write it again and again, at least like 3 times. And then we'd see like the differences between the first one and the third one. That's a good exercise.
They say it's good to keep the first draft, even if you change it, because then you can see how much you've improved.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and I do recall that like the first and second draft. Although like with like stories and stuff, I didn't do as many changes versus like a script because there's different things to think about versus like a written story. It doesn't like for an essay or something. As long as you make the deadline, I don't know. I just feel differently about it versus a script. There's a lot more things to consider versus because it's not just on paper. Right, so if you're writing a short story on paper, it's different. You don't have to think about it's not going from paper to screen. It's staying on paper, so you read it different.
Right.
Versus script, you have to think about how is it going to translate to film.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you did,
and
like,
that's probably the hardest
every
part.
single thing in to make sure that whoever's reading it knows what you're doing with it.
Especially
that's what I want to
unless, like if you're directing it, you can be a little more lenient, but you still have to try to have everything for the other department heads, even if you are the one directing it.
Like when they change locations, when they have different emotions, when they're being sarcastic, when they're like all that needs to come through in the page and through the descriptions. So it's like it's a lot. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it is. In the better.
Well, no, that should come through the dialogue. Their emotions.
Yeah, through the dialogue and body language, like descriptions of the body language, movement, tone of the. That's what I mean. Yeah. And James, it's completely fine. Like he's still working on his first. Like it's fine for if you're still working on your first. Like this is just for who wants to do it. If you have a first script and it's a story you really want to tell that you're passionate about, that you think can be great with a little more work, and you want to dedicate yourself solely to that, that is completely fine. You know, this is just like for those who want to try to get the creative juices flowing and like think of more ideas. But like each person has their own pace and their own way of going through something and like working, you know, their own method. So if this is your method, dude, just, go for it. As long as, present us something towards the end
Yeah.
of the semester. Think of this as a
Appreciate that.
class. At least one paper by the end of the semester, James.
I appreciate that. Even for myself, I'm still in the first one, but it's like I'm so busy with a lot of crap.
Yeah, we understand that. And that's why it was just for me really, because I wanted to set a deadline for myself to write these scripts. So I was just like, whoever else wants to. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording then.